Hello, everybody, and welcome. We do have a snow day potential for Central Ohio tomorrow, and the potential's beginning with a little bit of rain tonight, potentially mixing with snow by the time we get to around midnight. By the time it's around midnight to 2 a.m., sometime in there, it's going to be all snow, probably closer to around 1 in the morning at the latest. That'll continue for about 5 hours or so before the snow leaves the area, or the main event of snow leaves the area, and then we'll have squalls throughout the rest of the morning hours. Moving right along, we are going to discuss the profile of the atmosphere here because it's pretty important for this time of the year, or really any winter system. Generally speaking, there's a little bit of blip out here, this being the freezing line, this blue line right here being the freezing line, and normally it kicks out here, which means if we have any precipitation, it falls through that warm layer and then comes to the ground as rain or freezing rain or sleet or something to that extent, rather than something like an all snow event. But since it's so cold and below freezing throughout the atmosphere, we're going to have snow despite the warm temperatures we've had recently. In fact, the surface temperatures on the ground are around 61 degrees right now, according to the Ohio Department of transportation, maybe ODOT. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, transportation. That's the word we were looking for. As we see the beginning realms of the snowstorm begin around midnight tonight, a little bit of rain on the leading edge, especially as it gets near the city there. It's going to leave around 5 a.m. Then we see a squall pick up from Lake Erie heading southward, along with a few flurries ahead of it. That could cause some travel conditions in the morning, but for the school time rush, it's really going to be a northern Ohio issue with that squall, if it is a squall. Otherwise, it's just a little bit of extra snow. We could also see a few flurries, but that's not really going to impact the morning commute much. I heard the roads aren't treated, so that's a good thing. But again, the roads are 60 degrees, so you have that going for you too. The National Weather Service is calling for 2 inches of snow overnight tonight. Winds also pretty good. Wind chills going to be in the mid-20s, so it's going to be a blustery winter morning tomorrow morning. Happy spring to all of you out there in Ohio today. Taking a look at the models, they're really all over the place in terms of projections. If you look at the raw output, it's probably around 4 to 5 inches of snow that these models call for in central Ohio. But if we adjust for the temperature on the ground and all of those other factors, it ends up being around 1 inch to 2 inches in terms of what we're actually going to see. If you measure in the grass, it's probably going to be 1.5 inches, 2 inches or so in the suburbs, probably closer to 1 inch inside the city itself. So that's kind of what we're working with in terms of the snowfall from this system. According to the National Weather Service, it's around 50-50 if we're above or below 1 inch. An outside chance of up to 4 inches of snow. So, there's lots of possibilities, probably around 1 inch for the Columbus area, perhaps a bit under inside the city, but around 1 inch, potentially a bit more, especially as we begin to head north out of the city. You see in northern Ohio, we're doing very well for this time of the year, 4 inches. Widespread, potentially from Indiana all the way to Pennsylvania. We'll have an uninterrupted stretch of 4 inches of snow, which would be wild for this time of the year. To recap again, we're sitting around 30 to 40% in terms of snow day chances. My snow day formula is going very high. It really likes the timing of this system more than anything else. The timing on it is really, really good. We could go for the end of the snowfall coming a bit later if we really wanted to be nice to it, and we could go for a bit more snowfall as well. So for those reasons, I bumped it down from the snow day formula's 50% to somewhere 30 to 40%, making a snow day very possible, but not necessarily handed to you on a platter as we like to predict, because those are the easy ones to predict. Anyways, guys, stay safe, stay warm out there. And just enjoy the snow in mid-April. I've been Chris Dixon, InfoWeather, Catholic Media.